At 62, the days stack up like weathered stones in a wall I've spent a lifetime setting by hand. Some sit straight, some lean a little, but every one of them carries the weight of the others. The body remembers the climate of the decades that built it, the ache in the joints, the reflex that arrives a half second late, the eyes that still scan a room out of habit. Even when the room now moves to a rhythm I didn't grow up with, the mind becomes something else with time. Not a clean map, more like a field notebook, pages folded, margins crowded, routes scratched out and replaced with better ones learned the hard way. It holds the record of wrong turns and the quiet mercy of second chances. I'm not loud about any of it. Age sands that down, but I've become precise about a few things. Fatigue is real, fear is honest, and hope does not kick the door open. Hope sits down beside you in silence and waits until you notice it. Psychologically, I'm a ledger now. A few entries remain. Fatigue earned, clarity earned, and a stubborn ember that refuses to go out. Not the loud optimism of youth, something steadier, the belief that there is still work worth doing, not work against death, work for the living. Resilience is not fireworks. It does not explode across the sky asking for applause. It is quieter, much quieter. It's the pulse that keeps time through long nights. The breath you take when your chest would rather close. The decision to show up again when yesterday took more out of you than you expected to give. And when death finally finds me, I don't want it to arrive as a taunt or a verdict. I want it to lean close and say softly, "Come now, the fight is done." Not the voice of a conqueror, something older like rain tapping on the roof of a house you've slept under your entire life. Like the quiet voice of a friend who knows exactly how tired you are. Let it take my hand, not as a victor, but as a witness, a traveler who watched the same road from the same distance. You've carried enough, I wanted to say. Not with pity, with understanding, the way someone removes a heavy pack from your shoulders after miles you thought you'd have to walk alone. Because the weight is never only the body. It is the accumulation of living. The days spent giving when the return was uncertain. The nights spent listening when someone else's silence weighed more than your own. The years spent learning how to keep going when the map stopped making sense. I wanted to promise something simple. Here, there is quiet. Here, you can rest. Rest is not surrender. It is recalibration, the machinery of living allowed to cool, the mind laying its tools down to examine the work already done. And there is grit in that because rest is not granted randomly. It is earned through endurance, through stubbornness, through the refusal to abandon the road halfway through it. If a younger version of me were listening, I'd tell him this. The world will ask for more than you have, more strength, more patience, more composure than you think you can manufacture. And somewhere along the way, you'll discover the difference between stubbornness and stubborn love. Stubbornness fights the world. Stubborn love stays for the people who matter, for the work that still calls your name in the quiet. At 62, I finally understand something. Time was never the opponent. The work was learning how to inhabit it honestly, choosing completion over conquest, tenderness over bravado, attention over noise. So here I stand, not unscarred, but not broken in the ways that matter. I am 62, weathered, but not brittle. The storms did their work, so did the sunlight. Both leave marks, both shape what remains. And if you're younger or simply tired, hear this: resilience is craft. It is the quiet decision to begin again. After the moment you swore you were finished.
You are not the arithmetic of your worst days. You are the constellation formed by every moment you chose to continue. So breathe with me. Inhale, we are still here. Exhale, we choose to stay. In the quiet we find courage, in patience we find meaning, and in the stillness we learn how to rise again.